out in the water and got a chance to fish. It's not windy anymore. Picked up, we got some red worms and we got some crappie minnows. So we'll see how that goes. Water temperature right now is 46.1 degrees, so that's pretty cold actually. Passed over what looked like maybe a crappie bed. See if I can get back to it. Something there, some fish there. All right, so Tony's fishing with red worms. He's got one of those double drop leaders on his line. Andrew and I just got a crappie hook with a split shot weight, and we're using crappie minnows. That's actually all they had at the convenience store, and we're also using these crappie bites on the end of the hook. So this lake's known for its crappie fishing, especially in the winter time, so we'll see how we do. And we're sitting in 30 feet of water. When I rode through here, I saw a little bit of action on the depth finder, and what looked like a potential crappie bed, but we're pretty close to the boat landing. Boat landing is right over there, and we're right, I think, in the creek channel, because this lake doesn't get much deeper than 35 feet or so, and it drops off. It dropped off all of a sudden, as you can see on the depth finder. It's turned out to be a pretty nice day. Looks like it's getting close to 50 degrees. No bites though. No bites. No bites, Tony. No bites, Andrew. No bites from me. Let me check my bait. Wanted to get out here yesterday, but it was so windy and so cold. It's just not good. Tony, are you using a minnow or just the worm?
I'm using a minnow.
Alright, so we moved back into a little cove for some protection. We were out kind of in the open. It's still a little bit windy. It was kind of bumpy. But we went kind of around the corner up into a cove that's here next to the campground. And actually, you can see over in the distance there, that's the parking lot for the boat landing on the other side over there. And some campers. Not many people here on this side. This is all the non-electric sites. But anyways, we're kind of more protected here. You can see that's the main part of the lake. And we're out of the wind, a little bit more comfortable, a little bit warmer. Got some good sunshine today. No bites though. So I changed it up a little bit. And I'm just fishing. I got one with a bobber. And I got it about 4 foot below the surface with a minnow on it. And then I got my other one is just weighted and about a foot off the bottom. So we'll see. So far no bites at all. It's going to be slow. The water's 46 degrees, so it's been really cold. I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of luck, but you never know. We're in about 19 foot of water. We moved a little shallower. We were in 30 foot, but we'll see how this goes. Are you bored, Andrew?
Yes, I'm pretty sure bored. That's why.
Oh, you couldn't wait to go fishing. At least the weather's nicer today than it was yesterday. Yesterday it was freaking cold and windy. There was no way you could fish in that kind of weather. It would have been bumpy on the boat for sure. No luck so far. So moving again. Notice some birds over here. Just curious, going to investigate. A lot of birds in the water. Maybe there's some school of bait fish or something. I do see fish here, Tony.
Fish?
Yeah.
Right here. Sonar?
Yeah.
How deep?
20 foot.
Huh?
More than 30 foot.
30?
Yeah.
Sonar?
Yeah. Much better. So we moved to another spot back out in the middle of the lake. Saw a lot of birds congregating where we're at right now. They've moved over a little bit, but when I started looking at driving through here and looking at the fish finder, started to see a lot of schools of fish. Right now I'm not seeing anything, but we're in like 26, 27 feet of water. It's real choppy, a little bit breezy. But we'll try this. We're gonna give it another hour and a half or so. It's like 2:30 right now. We're gonna try it till about 4. We've moved around. This is like our 4th spot. No bites. I keep changing out the minnows. Where right now we're just fishing with I've added some split shot onto our lines. We'll take up our slack here. So basically just fishing right off the bottom. That's where the fish are anyways. Everywhere I've seen, every time I've seen them on the fish finder, it's been they've been right off the bottom. So just trying to keep my line somewhat tight. Considering it's the middle of January, this weather is really nice. I don't think it could be much nicer. Tomorrow's supposed to be warmer, but we're heading out tomorrow, so debating on whether or not to keep the boat at the campsite or go ahead and load it back on the trailer when we're done for the day. I'm not really sure, because we might fish some tomorrow, but we got to be out of the campsite at a certain time, so I'm not sure how that'll work. I'll have to give it some thought. I mean, considering this is a winter, mid-January day, It's been beautiful. Couldn't ask for much more. We were just back up in that cove. Hardly any boats out here. There's one coming now. Even in the summertime, there's not that much boat traffic here. This is one reason I like this lake. I love the campgrounds here. There's plenty of campsite. You see, you always can get something, even if it's non-electric. And there's no houses on this lake. It's just real quiet. Not a lot of jet ski traffic. Most people that come to this lake are fishing, which is nice. So you don't have people buzzing by you all the time. Just not a whole lot of traffic here at all. Even in summertime, we've come here just about every time of the year. One of our favorite spots, and we enjoy it. There is another lake closer to home, but it's a lot shallower. It's a natural lake, Lake Waccamaw. It's about 40-45 minutes from us. And there is a campground there, but it's very small. We've never camped there. But my line's moving around. I wonder if something's got a hold of it. I need the boat moving. Let's check it. I might have something taking off with it. Nothing on it. Trying to make sure my minnow is fresh. They gave us so many, we picked up I asked for a dozen and I got way more than a dozen. I got more like 2 dozen. And it looked like something was picking it up. Maybe a catfish or something was picking it up and trying to move it. I mean, even if we don't catch anything, it's just nice. January, you don't have a whole lot of opportunities to get out on the boat, get out on the water, have, you know, decent weather like this. Pretty weather. Alright, so we moved to our last spot. This is our last shot. Catching something today. We're pretty close to the boat landing. It's right over that in that direction there. So we'll be loading the boat up here in about 30 minutes. Fish finder. I finally found a spot. We're constantly going off with fish. So there's fish here. We just saw somebody on the bank behind us, right over there. Right on the point there, catch a fish. Not sure what they caught, but we're using redworms and minnows, so I can't imagine they're using anything different than what we have. But we're very close to the bank here. This is the river channel actually runs through here, and we've caught a lot of fish right here. We've trolled right through this area and I've caught a lot of fish in this spot, and I told Tony, let's try this before we go back in. We always usually catch stuff here, especially when we're trolling. We'll troll the channel through here. Caught some really big crappie like a winter ago, or 2 winters, I can't remember. It's been a little while. We caught some really big crappie in this area. Biggest crappie I've ever caught in my life. And they were delicious to eat. But we're gonna give this 30 more minutes. You know, it's been fun just to get out of the tent and be out in the sunshine and enjoying the nice weather. So you know, if this doesn't work out, oh well, we got tomorrow. We'll probably fish a little bit. We've been talking about it. We'll probably load the boat up now, go ahead and get it all tightened down and loaded for the trip, and in the morning we'll pack up after breakfast, and we're talking about going to the docks over here. You're not supposed to fish off of them, but I've seen people fish off of them a bunch, and maybe we'll just park over here in the parking lot and fish for an hour or two tomorrow and see if we can catch anything before we leave and call it a day and head back home. But either way, it's been a good trip. Got to do some cold weather camping. Got down in the 20s. Gonna be in the 20s again tonight. Gonna be like 25, I think, for the low. So good to get the boat out of the garage. This is the first time we've had it in the water since last 3 months, since October. So good to get it out, stretch its legs. I'm not going to put any more bait on these, so if my bait's gone, I'm done. No, we still got some, and I got a crappie minnow on there and a little bit of that crappie ball stuff. I have no proof that that stuff works. Normally I put it on my artificials,
60,
like little spinners, but figured I'd try it on with a minnow and see how that works. I'm just letting it sink to the bottom. Like I said, the fish finder has been going off like crazy.
45.
You can see, I mean, they're right above the bottom. They're sitting. That's one reason I'm fishing with just weight. I'm trying to get it all the way down, and I got the weight about a foot up, so but no hits. Tons of fish going under the boat, but no hits. Maybe they don't like crappie minnows. I keep changing them out and putting live ones on there. I probably went through about 2 dozen so far. And this guy's pretty good. Might need to slide that weight up a little bit. It's about a foot. I'm gonna slide it up to about 2 foot. Let's see what happens. See if that helps. And gets it off the bottom a little more. Might have to do that with the other one. I think I'm a little bit too close to the bottom. I'm not sure what's going by. If I had to guess, I'd say probably crappie, because this is where we've caught a lot of crappie. I think there's a crappie bed real close to this area, and that's why we keep seeing them. I'm gonna adjust this one too, put the weight up a little bit. There goes the fish finder again. It's constantly going off, and I have it set where it's not going to go off just to anything. Let me set a drag on this. I'm gonna move this one up about the same, about a foot, maybe a little more. Go about 3. That's about 3 foot. Go a little bit more and see what happens. Maybe we'll get better results. The fish seem to be about 2 to 3 foot off the bottom, so the minnow's gonna float up. They're still alive. I'm trying to keep live minnows on there, hooking them through the lip, which usually will preserve them pretty good. You let them swim kind of naturally. Just trying to get this to sink properly. All right, I think we're gonna have better results off of that. I may, this left one, I might move it up to about 3 foot like I did the other one. We only got maybe 10 minutes left here. Like we're gonna probably call it a day here in a second and pull up the anchor and head back. We just, Tony and I both got a line in the water. My son Andrew's already done. He's bored. My minnow's still alive. I mean, that fish finder isn't going off like crazy constantly. Kind of disgusting.
There's nothing wrong.
Our last attempt at catching a fish.
It is. I almost caught for myself when I caught that fish, but that looked like a good.
So it's like almost noon. We're already packed up. Boat and the trailer's up the hill, loaded up, so we're ready to go
When
home.
you even tell them I catch when I think
You caught a weed?
Yes, I caught a weed. It's more, I don't think it looked like a weed. It kind of looked like an orange.
So we're trying to use up the rest of the minnows. We got about, I don't know, 8 or 9 left.
No, we're crossed over for 5.
See if we can get any luck before we leave.
Oh, you got something? I think I see vibration. I see vibration that you caught something.
A little bit nicer day today. Looks like it's gonna be in the 60s. I'm not sure the temperature right yet, but I think it's probably around 50 degrees. We'll find out. Let's see. Yeah, I was close. 49 degrees right now. It's supposed to get up to upper 50s, which this is not bad. There's no wind. It's calm. This would be a great day to be on the boat. This afternoon it's going to feel incredible once it gets closer to 60. We've never fished off of here. There's no fishing signs or anything. And I've seen people fish off of here before. Generally, they don't like people fishing off of boat ramp docks. But it's dead. There's nobody here. We're the only people here. We're not inconveniencing anyone. So I just got a couple of split shot weights and a crappie minnow, and I'm just tossing it out. I don't know, it's probably about 6 or 7 foot. You'd think there'd be some fish up around these docks, but so far no bites. Tony's using red worms, fishing off the bottom. We'll try this for an hour or so and see if we catch anything. Next time we come, we're gonna have to get a non-electric sight, because some of the best fishing sites are non-electric. Like that loop over there. There's a couple of really good sites that are in very deep water where it drops off and it's very rocky. There's some really good sites in that loop. That's loop B, and that's all non-electric. This actually closed right now. This is loop C, and this is actually where we were camping. We were camping not that spot, but there's one beyond it, kind of towards the back. You can see where that little sandy area is right up the hill. That's where our campsite was. And we camp in this area most of the time just because it's close to the boat landing. We can walk to the boat landing. There's a path you can actually cut through the woods. It gets a little swampy up in there, but you can cut straight through the woods and come over, and it's a very short walk. But you camp at some of these other loops and you could be as much as a mile or more away from the landing. And lots of times when I come, I don't have anyone else that can drive, so I have to unload the boat, leave the truck at the landing, drive the boat to the campsite, and then walk back and get the vehicle if I want to get it. So it makes it convenient when you're staying over there. So I don't think there's a loop A. There's B, C, D, E, F, I think G and H. I think H is the high as it goes. There's a lot of campsites here though. Do you like camping here? Really?
Yeah. It was pretty good.
This is a good fishing lake. We've caught fish here. You just got to be here at the right time. Wintertime, it's hard to catch fish anywhere. Spring, I don't think we've ever camped here in the spring. It's usually early summer, midsummer, late summer, fall, or winter. We got to do a spring trip. I think we can do pretty well. I like catching panfish. There's a lot of panfish in this lake, and there's a lot of bass, a lot of crappie, catfish. There's a lot of catfish. We've caught catfish out of here. There's supposedly stripers, but I've never caught one. Would love to catch some, but we've trolled this lake with crankbaits quite a bit, and you would think you'd catch a striper on one of those. We have in other lakes, but most of what we've caught has been crappie or bass. No luck so far. Donnie says there's no fish here. He might be right. There are probably no fish in this shallow water though. In the afternoon when it warms up, there might be some that'll move up in here. But right now, not looking good. Still no fish. We've been here about an hour. So I think we're gonna call it quits. Been a fun trip, even though we didn't catch anything. The weather's been nice today.
You can see a dead minnow over there.
Yeah. You have a good time even though we didn't catch anything?
Yep. I'm having a good time fishing.
Alright, so we're done. Officially done. It's been a fun trip. We enjoyed it, but gonna head home now. Gonna be doing some more fishing here soon. We'll see y'all next time. Have more fun fishing.